in a time when the world constantly demands your attention, urges you to respond, to voice every opinion. Consider this. What if the most powerful act of strength is not to speak, but to remain grounded in stillness, to stop justifying, to stop defending, and to no longer chase after recognition or approval? What if your silence could become the loudest declaration of who you are? There is immense force in turning inward, in applying unwavering focus to yourself, quietly, purposefully, without interruption. Let your silence evolve into a powerful force, while many clamor to be seen and heard. Those who understand the power of restraint are constructing their lives in the shadows, transforming quiet effort into unstoppable energy. This is not about becoming invisible. It is about becoming unshakable. Welcome to the path of inward focus and intentional silence, a journey toward owning your energy, securing your inner peace, and allowing your life to express your strength without uttering a single word. In an age that celebrates noise and constant reaction, it's tempting to believe that volume equals influence. But true power doesn't scream. It stands firm. Real confidence never begs for recognition. When you dedicate yourself to self-focus and embrace stillness, something shifts. Your mind grows clear. Your energy becomes concentrated. You begin to discern distractions for what they truly are, drains on your spirit. You'll no longer respond to every critique, every challenge, every temptation to prove yourself, because deep down, you've recognized that your worth is not a topic for debate. It is deeply rooted in your personal growth, your clear direction, and the results that speak louder than any defense. Silence is not a sign of weakness. It is a choice, a conscious restraint, a mark of maturity. It's the quiet confidence of someone who knows their value, who no longer needs to announce their worth. Think of the lion. It does not need to roar to affirm its place in the jungle. Its presence alone is enough. When you cultivate inner calm and grow familiar with your own spirit, you no longer chase validation. You begin creating a life that doesn't need explanation. Let others talk. Let them guess. While they stir the air with empty words, you continue crafting your future with precision and intent. Focus on your purpose. Safeguard your tranquility. Let the unfolding of your life be your declaration, because in the end, those who make the most noise may grab attention momentarily, but it's the quietly focused who leave legacies. The greatest battles you'll ever face won't play out before a crowd. They unfold in the silence of your own mind, in isolation. When no one else sees the inner resistance, the quiet disciplines, the sacrifices made in solitude. Mastery of self begins when you shift your attention inward, dedicating yourself to transformation, even when no one applauds, watches, or acknowledges your effort. When you are firmly planted in your purpose, you lose the hunger for outside validation, because your satisfaction is rooted in your mission, your persistence, and your evolution. In a society obsessed with broadcasting every detail, there is unparalleled strength in developing yourself quietly, far from the judgments and distractions of the external world. When growth takes place away from public view, you shield your momentum from sabotage. You become resilient in ways that cannot be shaken, because your victories are built from genuine work, not performance. Your lessons are fully absorbed, not just displayed. And when your breakthrough comes, it won't appear sudden to you, but it will to the world. They won't see the thousands of moments that shaped your transformation. They'll simply witness the result. Construct your life in quiet. Refine yourself away from noise. Because the strongest structures are built on foundations no one sees, until the empire stands tall. In today's culture, where instant commentary is expected and impulsive reactions are rewarded, silence becomes rare and powerful. Not everything requires your opinion. Not every thought needs an audience. Practiced silence is not repression. It is selection. It is knowing what deserves your voice and what does not. By choosing quiet over reaction, you remain in charge of your energy. You protect your dignity, and you hold the pen to your narrative. You step back from explaining yourself to those who never intended to understand you. You stop pouring words into conflicts that only drain your essence. Silence offers strategic advantage. It confuses those addicted to noise. It protects your intentions from premature exposure. And it keeps your energy focused and intact. You begin to notice more, understand deeper. You wait for the right time and act with impact. Your most significant revelations won't come during loud outbursts, but in moments of inner retreat, when you listen to your gut, to your environment, and to the things left unspoken. Let the world chatter. Your quiet presence can resonate louder than their endless dialogue. Silence doesn't mean your voice lacks power. It means you respect your voice enough to use it intentionally, not impulsively. While others talk, speculate, doubt, or dismiss you, keep building. Lay each brick in stillness. Because genuine power doesn't need to proclaim itself. It manifests in a culture obsessed with visibility and noise. Those who move quietly and let outcomes speak are the ones who cannot be ignored. You don't have to justify your aspirations to those who lack the vision to see where you're headed. Your task is to stay centered, stay consistent, and keep moving forward with unwavering purpose. Every hour you dedicate to your work, every unnoticed sacrifice, each quiet morning and late night, it all adds up to something undeniable. Let them talk. Let them question what they cannot comprehend. In time, those who ignored your presence will be compelled to recognize your achievements, not because you persuaded them, but because your success left no room for denial. Speaking to defend yourself can often rob you of the energy needed to execute. Save your words. Channel your drive into your mission. While others remain caught in conversation, you're advancing. While they make noise, you're building momentum. And when your moment arrives, you won't need to announce it. Your results will say it all. Your energy is sacred, and when you begin to treat it that way, everything begins to align. Not every disagreement deserves your presence. Not every critic is worth your time. And not every challenge to your worth needs an answer. The urge to prove yourself is a trap, one that bleeds your strength and diverts you from your path. Authentic confidence doesn't need to broadcast. It is quiet. It is focused. It is deeply rooted. When you are clear about your identity and your direction, you don't need to promote it. You don't need to convince others. Because growth, when real, is undeniable. Silence, when intentional, is powerful. And your life, when lived with clarity and conviction, becomes your loudest message. Each time you resist the impulse to explain yourself, you reclaim your energy, and you redirect it to where it matters most. Your goals, your health, your progress, your peace. Don't waste your fire chasing fleeting recognition from those who won't even be present when your success materializes. Guard your space. Focus your mind and allow your accomplishments to speak on your behalf, because those who genuinely shift the world aren't explaining, they're becoming. The most profound changes happen when no one is watching, not under lights, not before a crowd, but quietly in the hours when applause is absent, in the spaces where you rely solely on discipline, focus, and belief. This is the invisible grind, the sacred process of becoming. It does not seek recognition. It demands dedication. True growth doesn't demand an audience. It asks for repetition, for faith, for quiet consistency. You'll find it when you trade the party for the practice, the gossip for the book, the extra sleep for the sunrise, the fleeting pleasure for the long-term vision. You won't be posting your progress. You'll be refining it. You won't be defending your decisions. You'll be embodying them. At times, it might feel as though no one sees your effort, and that's precisely the point. Because when your evolution happens in silence, it's protected. Protected from doubt, from jealousy, from judgment. You rise when the time is right, not because you need recognition, but because the work is undeniable. That's the power of quiet transformation, to let your actions murmur in the shadows, until your success speaks with thunder in the daylight. So keep showing up when it's thankless, persist when no one notices, and know this: glory arrives not from seeking attention, but from building something so real it commands it. In a world that idolizes the loudest voice, the flashiest update, the biggest display, true impact belongs to those who understand the force of quiet consistency, the ones who trade showmanship for substance, who understand that words are easy, but habits are hard, and that results are born not from announcements, but from effort. Each time you choose to act rather than talk, to return to your routine rather than broadcast your intentions, you gain momentum. Your focus sharpens. Your progress multiplies. You no longer need validation, because your results begin to speak a language no critic can argue with. Discipline is not concerned with applause. It seeks rhythm, and it thrives when it's undisturbed. While others curate how they appear, you curate who you are, hour by hour, set by set, choice by choice. You don't need to declare your work ethic. It will reveal itself through the life you build. Every quiet decision adds weight. Every sacrifice, though unnoticed, contributes to the structure. And in time, your world reflects what you did in the silence. Speak less, move with wisdom. Real ones don't compete for volume, they create impact. Let your actions be the noise. Let your self-mastery be the evidence. There's a measurable strength in maintaining mystery, in keeping your intentions close, in a world obsessed with sharing everything. When others can't predict your moves, they can't manipulate, distract, or sabotage them. What's unseen cannot be distorted. You owe no one a map to your mission. You owe yourself the discipline to protect your vision until it stands tall on its own. Being mysterious isn't being secretive, it's being strategic. It's guarding your energy, your ideas, and your direction from being drained by outside opinions or false supporters who celebrate you outwardly but hope for your failure silently. When others don't know what you're crafting, they can't delay it, misinterpret it, or reshape it. Your silence becomes your armor, your unpredictability, your strength. Let them guess, let them wonder, let them underestimate you. Because while they fixate on who they believe you are, you're becoming someone entirely new, out of view, out of reach, and out of their control. Your next step doesn't need their permission, their approval, or even their understanding. It needs only your execution. Stay silent, stay locked in, stay unpredictable. The less they know, the deeper they'll feel your arrival. The most unstoppable force in life comes not from shouting, not from attention-seeking, and not from needing applause. It comes from combining two powerful forces, silence and self-work. This formula doesn't need an audience. It demands results. When you choose stillness, you strip away the distractions, the comparisons, the need to explain or justify. In that peace, you find the mental space to do the real work, the uncomfortable, essential, inner work. Self-work is rarely pretty. It's not glamorous. It doesn't attract likes or praise, but it is the ground upon which permanent change is built. It's the process of being radically honest with yourself, correcting behaviors, refining skills, establishing boundaries, making decisions that elevate your life, even when no one is watching. And when you combine that quiet effort with intentional silence, you unlock something potent. You stop bleeding energy through validation, seeking, or pre-celebration. You are no longer performing. You are preparing, not reacting, becoming. You'll work quietly each day, not for recognition, but because you owe it to your future self. You will gain momentum not through noise, but through discipline. And when the change comes, as it surely will, it will seem sudden to others. But to you, it will be the natural result of quiet, consistent, invisible effort. They'll ask how you evolved so quickly, not knowing the slow grind behind the breakthrough. That's how the formula works. Silence plus self-work equals unstoppable growth. You'll be ready. They won't. Safeguarding your peace is one of the most profound forms of self-respect in a world that constantly pulls at your attention, your energy, and your emotional stability. And learning to walk in silence with focused intent is how you defend your internal sanctuary from unnecessary chaos and conflict. Choosing a quiet, intentional path places distance between your mind and the madness, between your vision and distractions, between your goals and external judgment. Peace is not merely about removing noise. It is about cultivating a space where purpose, clarity, and calm guide your actions. Where your decisions are thoughtful, not reactive. Where your movements align with your mission, not with public expectation. Protecting your peace means saying no, not just to toxic people, but to temptations that lead you off path. It means refusing to respond to every provocation. It means treating your emotional and mental energy as the sacred force it is. A focused mind is not drawn into every conflict. It isn't swayed by opinion or emotion. It stays the course, steady and unshaken, even when storms surround it. Walking silently doesn't mean hiding. It means carrying yourself with a strength that doesn't require explanation, a grace that doesn't need recognition. And when you prioritize peace, you set the stage for deeper fulfillment, sustainable success, and inner happiness, none of which can be shaken by outside noise. In the quiet, you grow. In the stillness, you build. And in silence, you prepare to emerge, not louder, but stronger than ever before. So be bold in your stillness. Be fearless in your focus. Build without shouting. Rise without warning. And let the world witness your transformation only when the time is right. And the foundation is unbreakable. Because while others are busy performing, you're becoming. While they're talking, you're building. And when it's time, they won't understand how you rose so fast. Because they never saw the work you did in silence. That's the art. That's the advantage. That's the way.